Hello and welcome to the Armchair Pundits Manchester United post-match review show. It's your boy Monts, and I'm here to talk about Wolves versus Manchester United at the Molineux. Yeah, I'm happy. So I should be. I couldn't care less if it's Wolves. I've got to be honest with you. You got to beat who's in front of you, and I don't care if they're underperforming or they're overachieving or they're the reigning champions or the bottlers or pretenders that think they're going to be champion. I couldn't care less. What I saw today was simply desire. I saw character. I saw aggression. And I saw goals. And that's all I've been asking for in every game. And yeah, and control. United, for the first 20 minutes, we were being really creative. We were being cheeky. We were doing a lot of one-touch play. Wolves were trying to press us high. It didn't really work out for them because we were playing a 1 or 2 touches and then we were releasing the likes of Ahmad, releasing the likes of Mbeumo, releasing the likes of Dalot even. And we were becoming a real threat, to be honest. And for the most part, I personally feel like in the first 20 minutes, we probably could have been 2 or 3 up if it wasn't for the resolute defending from Wolves. Now, we got our goal from a high press. Casemiro pressing one of their centre-backs, winning the ball off of them. Some could say that it was possibly a foul. To be honest, I thought it might have been brought back for a foul. It wasn't. Either which way, the ball made its way to Cunha, who was on the edge of the box. He cuts it back, which was a really poor pass to Bruno. Bruno spins the defender, who's all over him, and he puts it past the keeper. Bit of a scruffy goal, but 1-0 in the first 20 minutes. When we were dominating, in fairness, you can't ask for better than that. Now, the problem that I had is that after we scored the goal, and even though we had a couple of sighters at the Wolves goal after that, we still look susceptible to Wolves, going in behind, and we look susceptible to conceding. So Wolves decided that they were going to up their intensity, and for some reason, I felt like United kind of dropped back and we were inviting the pressure. And it came to pass that Wolves got 2 corners, one of which came across the box. One of which came across the box, headed by one of their players on the edge of the 6-yard box and right into the middle with Belgrade, who, to be fair, up until that point, or Belgrade, should I say, had a really good game and he buried it. We had quite a few players in front of the ball, but to be honest, he was free as a bird and could put it anywhere he wanted to, really. Off balance, he put it past us, 1-1 just before the break. It sent shivers down my spine because it just had glimpses of Everton, glimpses of West Ham, where we're just conceding goals at silly points in the game, where we're in control and it's totally unnecessary. Do you get what I mean? So we got into half-time and I thought, I'm hoping Amorim's taking the TV off the wall and throwing at them like he did earlier last season. But nevertheless, we've come out, we've made no changes, and we've gone straight for the jugular. We were pressing high, we were aggressive, we were winning the first and second challenges. Wolves look like they're still in the dressing room. Before we know it, Dalot is in a really attacking position, plays the ball across to Mbeumo, and Mbeumo has a tap-in. 2-1 United after the break. Posure, control, Dalot making that forward one again, who had an exceptionally good game today again. So that's 2 or 3 games on the bounce, which I was really impressed about. And 2-1. We look well in control. So after more control from United, I felt like we had probably 2 or 3 more glimpses of the goal where we were just literally, Ahmad on the right-hand side, cutting in, taking shots. They were getting blocked. Dalot, Casemiro, Cunha, who was tirelessly running around the pitch, trying to, get himself in goal-scoring opportunities. He got 2 of his blocked. You could see it wasn't going to be his day today, but he didn't give up. He kept on running. He kept on making, good passes. He was part of quite a few of the link-ups today. So I got to be honest, even though he didn't get a goal, I think he got he definitely got an assist for Bruno's goal. He definitely had one of his better performances in against his old club at Wolves. So, there was moments in the game today where I said to myself, I don't want to get overexcited. I know it's only Wolves. They are not playing great at the minute, but we need to get a result today. We cannot get anything less than 3 points, and we can't score less than 3 or 4 goals, maybe even 5, against a team that are really bad and at the bottom of the league. Like, we really can't. You got to really face the music. If you can't turn over a team like this when they're playing in poor form, and you got to say to yourself, you've got no ambition to be anywhere, or fighting for any kind of European places this season. So I'm glad that United put their best foot forward, a phrase that I like to use, and went for the jugular. Bruno popped his head up and popped the ball over the back four of Wolves, where Mount was free in the middle of the box to volley it past the Wolves keeper. You had another opportunity where Ahmad comes down the right, cuts back onto his left, and smashes at the keeper. He actually had 2 bites of that cherry, and one of the shots that he took had one of the Wolves defenders leaning out, and you could blatantly see that it came off of his arm. Now the controversial part about that is even though we got a penalty for that at 3-1, we should have had a penalty in the first half at 1-0 with the same action against Ampadu, the centre back for Wolves, but it wasn't even it was looked at by VAR and it was cleared. The same action in the second half, and it wasn't. It was a penalty. The referee got called to the VAR screen, and he gave a penalty straight away. Now, for me, both of them were penalties. So, the consistency that VAR are showing, it's still surfacing. It's rearing its ugly head. Admittedly, it's to Man United's advantage, so I'm not going to, complain too much. But I do feel like, these inconsistencies are what going to really not have any of the fans supporting the VAR scheme that, the Premier League have rolled out. But yeah, nevertheless, Bruno steps up to take the penalty. Cunha was in his ear asking to take it, but Bruno just waved him away. Captain Clutch steps up, slot 4-1, United. And, we should have been way, way, way away by this point. We should have probably been at least 5 or 6. Now it's not from us grazing the crossbar, quite a few saves from the Wolves keeper, and also the amount of blocks and bodies on the line by Wolves today. Cunha had an opportunity saved off the line today, literally from an Mbeumo shot that was also blocked. So yeah, I admired the the personality that I saw and the character that I saw by Man United today. But I've also got to control myself and say, you know what, it was against Wolves. I just want to have a little talk about a couple of the changes that I saw today, which was Martinez came on and had himself half an hour. Yoro came on and had half an hour. Molineux came on and had 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And we had the likes of Dorgu and Xerxes that had 10 minutes. Now, regardless of what's happening, you can see that Ruben Amorim has his philosophy. And that is, at some point in the second half, he's going to make changes to the centre-backs. Now, I don't agree with this in every single game. And you probably have many scenarios which we saw at Everton and we also saw at West Ham, where you're making changes and you're causing us massive issues. Now, lucky for us, Wolves were shooting mainly blanks today, other than the goal that they scored. But in the second half, it was blanks. I think Lemens barely had anything to do. But we can't have that philosophy in every single game because we are going to catch a cold like we have done already. So I feel like we do need to, maybe look at that. The positives are Martinez has got more minutes today. And Aiden Heaven, playing centre of the back three, had an exceptional game today. To be honest with you, I don't think Larson had anything, really. Heavens had him in his pocket. So, kudos to him. Job well done by United. I'm not going to go on any more about that. We got our 3 points on the road. We scored 4 goals. Our goal difference is in the positive. And we're now sitting around about, if I'm not mistaken, 6th place. Just same points as Chelsea. Excellent. Now I'm going to go on to the player ratings. I think it's only right that, we start off with Lemens. I've got to give Lemens a 6. Again, he didn't really have much to do today. When he was called upon, which was probably once or twice during the whole entire game, he done the job. The goal that was conceded, there was nothing he could do about it. The player's in the middle of the pitch, in the middle of the 6-yard box, and he had the whole goal gaping. So, Lemens couldn't do nothing about that. Mazraoui, exceptional performance today for me. He's going to get an 8. Heavens, again, 8. Nice little redemption from the last game that he had against West Ham, which I wasn't really impressed about. But Ruben has faith in him and showed that I'm going to give you another opportunity to prove me right for selecting you against West Ham, and he done that today. So well done to you, Aiden. Sure, another exceptional performance, winning the ball up high regular. He was even, marauding up the left-hand side like we remember him from Southampton days. He was heavily involved in a lot of the link-up and the forward passing. So that's what I like to see. There wasn't a lot of sideway movement from him. So I was grateful to see that from him today. So he gets an 8. Dalot, best performance so far this season for me. Hopefully he continues to go up in his performance and ascend. Bruno, definitely getting a 9. He got himself 2 assists today. No, 1 assist, 2 goals today. And he was just a maestro, dictating everything. Casemiro, I'm going to give Casemiro an 8. Didn't put a foot wrong for me today. He got taken off for Molineux, rested, rightly so, and getting him ready for the next game. But yeah, Casemiro, again, another stellar performance. And he was heavily involved in all the break-up and link-up that Man United had out there today. Diallo, I'm going to give Diallo an 8. He would have had a 9 if he got a goal today, man, because he was a problem from the jump. But unlucky for him, they were reading him, cutting him, but just couldn't stop him doing it. And Mbeumo, going to give him an 8. Got his goal. He should have had 2 or 3 today for sure. But unlucky for him, he didn't get it. But yeah, massive involvement. Him and Diallo were definitely on the same wavelength today. But to be honest, it was a good kind of midfield performance from everyone. So he's going to get an 8 from me. Cunha, going to give Cunha a 7. He definitely was probing and he was looking for his goal today. He probably could have had at least one that was cleared off the line and another where he squared it to Bruno, which probably in the end was the right decision because Bruno scored. But I feel like a confident Cunha probably would have went for a finish there. But nevertheless, still a good performance for Cunha. So well done to him. He gets a 7. Mount was exceptional today. I'm going to give him an 8. And, long may it continue. I'm hoping that, this level of performance, he doesn't dip and he continues to, grab some goals and just be involved in overall link up for any goals that United scores. I'm going to go on to the subs. Martinez. Going to give Martinez a 6, sorry. He didn't do nothing wrong, kept everything clean, played safe. He did try to make a couple of probing passes that didn't come to nothing. But no, I'm just glad to see him out there, to be honest. He playing another half an hour this season, which, I feel like he came back earlier than expected. But no, nonetheless, he managed to finish the half unscathed. And yeah, never put a foot wrong. Yoro came on, was a monster. I'm going to give him a 7, in honesty, because he even had an opportunity down the right-hand side to create a goal for United if it wasn't for a block from Wolves. But yeah, loving this kid in the United shirt, man. So keep it going, Euro. Molineux came on, didn't really do much, and he didn't lose the ball. He won plenty of fouls in there. So I'm going to give him a 6. Dorgu and Xerxes for me. Didn't really do much. I'm going to give them both a 6. I feel like, they came into a game where he was already dominating. Xerxes came on, got himself a yellow card. He got into a bit of a scuffle with one of the Wolves players. But, at 4-1 with like 10 minutes to go, it's a nothing game. You're just coming on hoping you can grab a goal. Dorgu sent a couple of crosses in across the box, but we couldn't make anything of it. All-round good performance from United. On to the next one. Let's hope for 3 points. And don't forget, guys, if you haven't already, click subscribe. Please make sure you click follow and follow us on all our social medias on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and X. Peace.